Commonly, we have been hearing about the need for the populations to break the silence over very many issues that are happening around them. Have we ever pondered on the reasons why we are being encouraged to break silence over very many pertinent issues? Here we are in a Balance Healing channel to try to unveil why it is very important for us to always break the silence. Do you know that silence has over years been used as a weapon to nurture a negative situation or a happening in a community, in a family, amongst peers, in relationships? And through this silence, we have seen nasty actions coming out, and many a times lives have been lost. So, breaking silence or talking about a situation, coming out to speak about what you're going through, here we are to unveil why you need to do it. Have you heard of this fact that silence, keeping silent over a burning issue in your life, over a nasty situation in your life, is actually nurturing, or it is a manure to that situation? Do you know that by you keeping quiet, you're actually giving it a lot of manure? You're watering the situation, you're promoting it to continue being persistent, and the person or the power or the voice that is behind that act, you're actually making it to keep unquestioned. You're actually promoting them to continue doing the evil act about you. That's the reason why most people who are doing negative acts, let me say to children, the molesters, they use this weapon. They always tell this child, don't talk about it. When you tell anyone, I will kill you. Why? They want to continue molesting this child. So they are going to use the weapon of silence over the nasty act. So breaking silence is key. Talk about your issue like we have discussed in episode 2. Breaking silence is very key. When you keep the situation covered, actually you are facilitating it to persist. You are telling this wrongdoer, the person who is doing it, that kindly continue doing it. You're creating a favorable condition for the person hurting you to continue hurting you for as long as it still pleases them. When you keep quiet, you keep silent over the hurting situation, you're actually putting yourself in a more vulnerable state. Because the longer you're taking in this situation, you're becoming used to it. You're normalizing it. That's why you hear women say, nze omwami wange bw'atankuba abeera tanjagala era nze alina okunkubanga mukka katonotono. Why? It became normal. The pain became normal. They kept quiet over it over time, then eventually it became normal. And the man, the husband or the boyfriend, is using it as a tool to keep them there when nobody is checking them. When somebody does or inflicts you with pain, it is very important for that person to be made accountable. But when you don't talk about it, there is no way this person is going to be made accountable. And making somebody accountable helps or facilitates them checking their acts many a times. So we need to break this silence, because keeping quiet is making us more vulnerable than we would have been. So what am I driving home here? That we need to break the silence. We need to get tired of being in a vulnerable state, because the vulnerable state that we are getting into is actually killing our esteem. When your esteem is destroyed because you're quiet over a matter, even though you put on your best clothes, you actually feel you are not smart. Even when you have a solid point to speak, you will actually not speak it. Why? Because your esteem has been destroyed. And it's all coming from you keeping quiet over a painful experience that you're being subjected to. Would you like to continue that way? By the way, many of us fear that when we speak about it, then this person might be brought to book, then how will I survive? Not every moment you talk about a situation that it will end up with going to jail. We need to make this person know that the world is watching. The world has gotten to know what you are doing. Keeping undercover is watering a bad habit. And this bad habit is actually destroying your life, not the perpetrator's life. It is your life that is being destroyed. So, get out of it and speak. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody. Get your inner circles. Tell somebody about it. And that will relieve you. And when this person is shared with, he will also become more cautious. Or she will become more cautious about what they are doing. Another reason why keeping quiet is dangerous is that whenever you keep quiet over a hurtful situation, you're actually creating a comfort zone for the person who is doing it. You're trying to always motivate them, motivating them to continue doing it always. So they're in that comfort zone. They've gotten their punch back. Whenever they feel like coming to unleash their ugly and nasty words, they'll come and unleash. After all, he or she will tell nobody. That's why you find children are taking up, they're taking up extreme actions, and the question is, parents are asking themselves, how could this happen? Where did it come from? Probably this child has always been told to shut up. They've been told to keep quiet over a painful situation. And then, because they are not speaking to anybody, they end up taking radical kind of solutions with their lives. So, don't take it lightly. Try to look for somebody whom you can talk to in order to break the silence. When you speak out, you get relieved. When you share about that pain, you yourself, you're going to see a ray of hope. And hope is very key in this life. Someone who doesn't have hope is more or less dead. So when you don't speak about the pain you are going through because you've been threatened to keep quiet, then you are going into a situation where you'll be totally hopeless. A hopeless person can do anything because actually they feel they have nothing to lose. But you've got a lot to lose. Simply because you're not talking about your issue doesn't mean that you have nothing to lose. You have something to lose. So speak about your pain. Break that silence. It is not normal for you to be subjected to that pain. You are a child. Someone has told you not to talk about what they are doing to you. Know it that they know it is bad. They are doing something bad, so they don't want any other person to know that they are doing bad. So get somebody. Tell daddy, tell mommy, tell auntie, tell your friend, tell a neighbor about that ugly happening. And then you'll see how help is going to come your way. Do not keep quiet at a point when somebody is telling you not to talk. If there is any teacher, if there is any maid, if there is any neighbor, if there is any passers-by, if there is any uncle, there is any auntie, there is any brother, there is any sister who does something to you and tells you, but don't talk about it. When you tell anyone, I'm going to chop off your hair, actually, you should run very fast to somebody and tell them what they've done to you, because they are doing something bad and they don't want to stop doing it. So, because it is bad to you, tell someone about it. You lady who is undergoing maybe a domestic issue, it is very nasty. Remember, it is your life which is at stake. It is not the perpetrator's life. Speak about what you're going through. We have very many structures around us. Speak about it. It's going to save you a great deal. It's going to help you get a way out. Whenever you share, you get a way out of that trouble. Your perpetrator wants to keep you in that problem. He wants to keep you in that pain. But break the silence. Don't create that comfortable zone for your perpetrator. Do not nurture it. Do not put yourself in a vulnerable state by keeping quiet. Because your vulnerability is to the benefit of the perpetrator. So speak about it. Break that silence. Don't keep quiet about it. When you speak, you'll get a way out. When you speak, your heart will be relieved. When you speak, you're going to get hope. And hope is very key. Remember, you are irreplaceable. When you lose your life, no one else can be like you and will ever be like you. Continue with us on Inner Healing, and we shall continue with further discussions in that line. Please subscribe, drop a liking, follow us. A comment will do me good, and we continue with the conversation. Inner Healing Balance is here for you. God bless.